The Captain's Log Radio with your host, Captain Jonathan Moss.
Hey, welcome to the Captain's Log Radio. This is our Tackle Box tip segment presented by Icon Coolers. I got a good friend of mine with me today. This is Matt Burrows, tournament angler and client and friend. Matt, you've got, and it seems to be a theme lately. You know, we've been talking a lot about preventative maintenance, and we've been talking a lot about proper preparation prevents poor performance, the 5 Ps. You got something that's along the same lines. Talk to me, man. What's your tip for us this week?
So I've got a 89 Champion 184. It's got the original, hitch on it. And hey, it's good. It's good. Never had any issues with it. Drove from New Hampshire to Oklahoma, did tournaments, did a lot of fishing. And then one morning I got up, get in the truck, everything's good, hook everything up. And I always grab the trailer and make sure it's locked in, bumpy roads. Make the turn first right out of the neighborhood or out of my street to leave. Make the second right, and I hear big old, like, what is that? What did I hit? So I put the truck in park. I get out, and the tongue is off the ball.
Oh.
And a giant scratch on there. On the road.
Oh.
So I thought it was on there. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe just the angle, the ball was catching the lock, the mechanism there. So I backed the truck up a little bit, flipped the what do you call it? The wheel, raise the trailer up.
Trailer jack.
Trailer jack, yeah.
There it is.
There it is. That's what I meant. Put it back on there, double check it. Bounce the truck back and forth, make sure it's locked in. And, I've got a lock on the release as well. Take off. I get about 2 miles down the road, comes off again.
Oh.
So I'm like, what is going on? And at that point, no, I really wanted to go fishing. I said, you know what? I'm going to go home.
Go home.
Because I got to take the highway. And if I'm doing 70 with this thing, I'm going to lose the boat. I could cause an accident with somebody else.
Yeah.
So I ended up having a friend of mine who's a welder. I bought a new hitch and we welded it on and triple checked it and did some test runs. I think it's something that gets missed sometimes, because you're just used to, hey, it works. I don't have to worry about it. But of course, trailers built in 1989, it's been all over, and they get worn out, metal on metal contact. Eventually we'll wear those out. That's why they make replacements.
So that hitch just over time wore out to where it was still opening and coming off. There was no tension onto that ball.
Yeah, it was pretty much like, because it's, you got your lock there and the ball goes in there and it wasn't catching. It would catch in certain positions because that ball was pushed back to catch it. But once you go forward and make a turn, it would just kind of, I don't know. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
Just because it makes sense, But so I had a new one.
Trailers, man. Trailers can be a huge issue. I am partnered with Ramblin' Trailers. They're based here in Orlando. They make custom trailers for bass boats, for skiffs, for airboats, for ski boats. They are an incredible company. And I've had the same trailer for 10 years on my old skiff. On my new skiff, I there was no doubt. I went to Ramblin' and said, I'm going to build this boat. I have to have a trailer made by Ramblin' for this boat because I have so much confidence in it.
Mm-hmm.
And Ramblin', think about, I live in Orlando. I guide an hour east of me. It's about 60 miles each way. I do a lot of traveling back and forth.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? This was stupid, but I went 5 years with the same hubs. And they were blown away at Ramblin'. And since then, I've been swapping my hubs every year consistently. Because what I don't want, okay, that's called preventative maintenance. I don't want to be on my way to a charter and blow a hub on the side of the road. Thankfully, I've had it happen a couple times after my trips, but I've also had it on the way. I've had tires blow up on the way. And having the tools and having the know-how is huge there. But that's something a lot of people don't think about. If you have an older boat, an older trailer, those hitches do wear out. Now, if you are in the Central Florida area, and you don't know how to do that, you don't have a friend that's a welder like Matt does. Ramlin does offer trailer service, so you can take your trailer into them, and they will retrofit it, they will fix it, they will replace things, and that's one of those things. Hey, make sure you know how to do it and make sure it's done right because, dude, you're going down the road and you made the right call getting on the highway. If that would have happened on the highway, that could have been bad news
Yeah,
bears,
I
dude.
was more worried, obviously, worried about the boat, but if I cause an accident, hurt somebody,
Yeah,
that'd tear
yeah,
me up more than the boat. I got insurance on the boat,
right. And
but
again, that goes back to the preventative maintenance side. Proper
mhm.
preparation prevents poor performance. If you want to go fishing, you got to make sure everything is ready to go before you leave the house. I've got a, oh, go ahead. You're going to say,
No, you're absolutely right. Because last time we went out, we blew a tire.
yeah. Oh, that was the
And
week, man.
yeah, oh yeah, we had a bunch of stuff go on. Um, and you had all the tools, and I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing. I think we probably could have joined NASCAR after that point
Yeah.
because
Career quit.
maybe less couple. I think it took us longer to get the tools out and to
Then do to
raise the
swap everything
boat.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, than to just swap it out. And I
So
carry
what a week that was. Okay.
the
We bass
battery.
fished one day and my battery died. My starting battery died. I had to get towed in. Matt and I were fishing and I had to get towed in. Thankfully, I had a friend that was out on the water that day. I have a jump box in my truck, so threw that in the boat, started my motor, and we went back to fishing. We left the motor running for a little bit, did some circles, it fired back up, and then it charged up, and no problem. The next day, we went saltwater, blew a tire on the trailer,
Hmm.
and it just shredded and,
Yep.
and ended up ripping the wires off of my trailer lights, and my license plate got ripped off.
Oh yeah,
Didn't
that's right. Yeah.
know until until I got home, and I was like, "Dang it, man!" I went back and looked, I couldn't find it, so I had to go to the DMV and get a new trailer license plate. And then I was like, "Man, it comes in threes, don't it?" That weekend, you had already gone home, and I'm sitting at a red light, and I got rear-ended. I was like, "What's going on
Yeah.
this week, dude?" It was crazy. But even though when you try to prep, things do happen. But like you said, we had the tools that we needed. We had the know-how. We
Mhm.
pulled over and we got it fixed in just a couple of minutes, and then back on the road we went. And that's huge, man. That's a huge. That's not that's a went from a day killer to a day saver. No big deal. Let's go fishing.
Oh, absolutely. And to your hub, talking about hubs, I actually, when I was coming back from a tournament in Florida, the John boat, I blew a hub. I didn't have any hubs with me, so I creeped on home, because it was just a John boat, with a light trailer. But I carry two extra hubs now
Same.
in my it's the trailer boat kit. And it's got all my tools, everything I need, especially driving from New Hampshire to Oklahoma. That's a long drive. You're going through a
Yeah.
lot of different states and trying to find, you may be in an area that you don't have access to, you know, anything to get it. So I've got all the tools and it's slip it on, slip it off, throw some grease in it and go.
Yeah, when I get my hubs replaced every year, I keep the old ones, and then the next time, then I just get rid of the old ones. So I replace the ones in my truck with the ones that were on my trailer, and then the trailer gets brand new ones. So every
Yeah.
year, just rotates.
Yep.
That way, if something happens, that hub is still good. I'm just
Hmm.
replacing it before it goes bad, but it's the right size because it came off of your trailer. And
Yeah.
that's the other thing. There's not like a number or a sticker or something on the side of it. If you use it for a long time, it's probably going to disappear anyways.
Oh
But
yeah.
there's not an easy way to just look at it and just know. And there's different sizes. They're not just a standard size for hubs. And then there's different hubs for different weights. If you have a heavier trailer, you might have a heavier style hub.
Oh yeah.
So you never know what was on there. So having that backup, man, It's crucial for being successful out on the water. And that success starts with getting to the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, Matt, hey, great having you. Great information, great tip, great story. Sorry that happened, but hey, we were able to learn from it. All of us here listen to the Captains on Radio. I'm Captain Jonathan Moss. I got Matt Burrows with me today. This is the Tackle Box Tip segment presented by Icon Coolers. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to the Captain's Log Radio with your host, Captain Jonathan Moss.